Welcome to Module 5, Section 11 of your California Contractor License Exam Prep course. In this lesson, we're diving into cabinetry, countertop installation, and backsplash methods, three finishing components that define the look and function of kitchens, bathrooms, laundry rooms, and other interior spaces. As a B2 residential remodeling contractor, you're fully authorized to perform these installations, provided they're done as part of a residential remodel involving 3 or more unrelated trades. Understanding the correct procedures, tools, code requirements, and best practices for cabinetry and surface finishes will help you deliver high-quality, code-compliant work while staying within your license limitations. Let's begin with cabinetry. Installing cabinets is one of the most common remodeling tasks and falls squarely within your scope. Whether you're replacing old cabinets or building out a new layout as part of a kitchen or bathroom renovation, your role includes assembling, leveling, fastening, and finishing cabinet systems. Most residential cabinets come in one of 3 forms: pre-assembled stock cabinets, ready to assemble, RTA, flat pack units, or custom built on site or by a mill worker. Stock and RTA cabinets are the most common and accessible, especially for B2 contractors working on standard remodeling projects. Proper cabinet installation begins with layout and measurement. Walls must be square, plumb, and level. Begin by finding the high point of the floor and snapping a level line around the room to guide base cabinet placement. Use a laser or spirit level to ensure accuracy. Start by installing upper cabinets first to avoid leaning over lower ones, then move to the base units. Each cabinet must be shimmed and leveled independently before being screwed into wall studs. If the wall is uneven, use filler strips or scribe the cabinet sides to match the contour. Fasteners must penetrate at least 1.5 inches into studs, and cabinet-to-cabinet joins should be secured with finished screws through pre-drilled pilot holes to avoid splitting. Corner cabinets, sink bases, and blind corner units require extra attention to alignment. For islands and peninsulas, you'll need to secure cabinets to the floor with brackets or with cleats. Always double-check measurements for appliances like dishwashers, refrigerators, and ranges. Improper spacing can delay a project or force costly rework. Next, countertops. B2 contractors are authorized to install prefabricated and custom countertops made from laminate, wood, tile, butcher block, or solid surface materials. However, fabricating or cutting natural stone slabs like granite, marble, or quartz on site typically falls under the domain of specialty countertop contractors or fabricators. That said, installing pre-cut or fabricated slabs purchased from a vendor is within your scope, provided no structural modifications or complex edge shaping is required. Laminate countertops remain common in budget-conscious remodels. These tops are lightweight, affordable, and come in standard lengths with pre-attached backsplash and front edging. Install them by securing them to base cabinets with screws and construction adhesive. Use caulk to seal seams and gaps, especially at corners and where the counter meets walls. For custom fits, you'll often need to scribe and cut the back edge of the counter or miter the corners for L-shaped layouts. Wood countertops, such as butcher block, are attractive and increasingly popular. These tops must be sealed properly to prevent water damage and expansion. Fasten them with clips or slotted brackets that allow for seasonal movement. Silicone caulk should be applied at wall junctions, and a food-safe finish may be required in kitchens. Regular maintenance is also something you should communicate to clients so expectations are clear. Tile countertops require a cement backer board substrate fastened to the cabinets with screws and thin-set mortar. Tiles should be installed with appropriate spacing, and grout must be sealed to prevent staining. Tile counters can be labor-intensive and less popular than they once were, but they're still a viable and permitted solution for B2 contractors. Ensure edge treatments are smooth and compliant with code, particularly near cooktops and sinks. If you're installing solid surface materials like corian, installation usually involves pre-manufactured pieces that are trimmed, joined with adhesive and sanded. You may need special clamps and seam kits to achieve a seamless look. These materials offer a premium feel and durability, but working with them requires care to avoid scratches or poor joints. Like tile, Solid surfaces must be properly supported across cabinet bases to avoid sagging or cracking. Now let's cover backsplashes. As a B2 contractor, you can install tile, glass, stone, or laminate backsplashes to protect wall surfaces and enhance visual appeal. Backsplashes are typically installed above countertops in kitchens, bathrooms, and laundry rooms. They may extend just 4 inches above the countertop or reach all the way to the upper cabinets or ceiling. Tile is by far the most common backsplash material, and its installation follows the same principles as any other tile work: clean substrate, proper adhesive, consistent grout lines, and sealing where required. The most important part of a backsplash is surface prep. Walls must be clean, dry, and smooth. In some cases, you'll need to skim coat or sand the wall to remove imperfections. Apply tile adhesive using the correct notch size trowel, set the tiles using spacers, and ensure consistent alignment. For outlets and switches, use tile nippers or a wet saw to make precise cutouts. Grab the tiles after the adhesive cures and use silicone caulk at all counter to tile transitions or inside corners to allow for movement. Remember that backsplash installation may require coordination with electrical work. You must not move or alter outlets yourself unless you hold the proper electrical license or work with a licensed subcontractor. However, you are allowed to tile around existing outlets or coordinate with an electrician to adjust box depths using extenders, as long as no rewiring occurs. Code compliance is a factor in all of these installations. In kitchens, electrical code requires that no point along the wall line is more than 24 inches from an outlet. That means you can install a solid backsplash that blocks access to electrical boxes. Similarly, any outlet in a wet area must be GFCI protected. While this may not directly impact your scope of work, being aware of these requirements will help you plan and coordinate with other trades properly. Another important consideration is moisture control. In kitchens and baths, use mold-resistant drywall behind tile and apply waterproofing membranes if required by local code. Water intrusion behind backsplashes can lead to mold, damage, and liability. You should also pay attention to expansion joints in long runs and use flexible caulk in place of grout in those areas. To wrap up, cabinetry, countertops, and backsplashes are highly visible parts of remodeling projects that can either showcase your professionalism or highlight your mistakes. Always take time to plan, level, align, seal, and inspect your installations before completion. Use manufacturer-recommended tools and materials, communicate clearly with your client, and ensure that your work is both functional and visually appealing. As a B2 contractor, this is where your craftsmanship truly shines.